Welcome back. How are you? How are you? Always best to ask. I'm really excited for this episode because I have a feeling that I know how you're doing, and it's like, well, but also like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? It's a vibe. So today is the first of 2 episodes, and I am breaking down the 6 principles for momentum. You heard that right. The 6 principles for momentum. Let's talk about it. So when I talk about momentum, and we've been talking about that a lot on the podcast, and I know that you are in this process of personal development, of building your business, establishing a new relationship, getting out of an old relationship. And so you're feeling this momentum. You're feeling that things are moving. If you engage it with astrology, you know that we're in the middle of eclipse season now. Which, if you're not really an astro girly, it just means that we're in between these 2 energies, right? That's even what the universe, the stars, and the planets, it's also experiencing this in between. So there's a lot that can be done in this limbo, and a lot that can be done by doing nothing. You're right. I know it feels now just like a limerick. It's not. So I've really been thinking about this because we've been talking a lot about momentum. You know, we started off this season talking about, reestablishing ourselves and what does that look like? We've been talking about how to support ourselves, making lists for support, going with momentum. There's been a lot of theme that's happening, which that's good. That means we're paying attention to ourselves and things are working. So checkmate. But I'm realizing that this is really coming up a lot for me. So I am aware that it is something that's happening for a lot of us, which is we're getting a little confused in this momentum. And I talked about that maybe last week or a couple weeks ago of like when you're on a train, Chicago, San Francisco, Tokyo, New York. Now she's just naming places that have trains. But when you get on those trains and there's a lot of people in there, right? And you're trying to get yourself established, then all of a sudden it takes off and you do that, whoa. And that is a lot of what we're feeling. And I don't want us to get either feeling like, oh, I have to go with this momentum or I'm going to lose everything, right? Oh no, if I don't do it now, lucky girl syndrome and, gotta be like just all of this fucking noise, frankly. And these principles are for momentum of how you can allow yourself to work with it and stay with it. You're creating your own momentum, right? Things in motion stay in motion. And when we talk about this new momentum, we're really talking about moving ourselves into new waters. Like I kept seeing waves that were like coming and almost like knocking you over, and you're trying to get out past the waves, right? Like, like once you break over that and then it's like smooth sailing, that's what this feels like, that you're like in your own kayak and you're just trying to get over these waves. And so it's like you have to work with this momentum, this energy that's moving so that you can, this momentum is not here. This new energy is not here. This is not saying work. Like you just relax. Like the actual thing we're trying to get to is a new space, a new rhythm, a new way of being that allows for being. It allows for creativity. It allows for boundaries. It allows for clear communication. It allows for a flow of money, an alleviation of finances, relationships and friendships that feel more in alignment. That's what these principles are here to do, that they're going to carry you beyond the reef. Hi, Moana. She's got toddlers. And it's going to carry you beyond the reef and get you to a place of and into this new place of alignment. So we have 6 of them, but I'm going to cover the first 3. It'd be weird if I went backwards. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 in this episode, and then come back next week for 4, 5, and 6. So the first thing when we are talking about the principles of a momentum, the first thing that we have to do is we have to assess the gap. What do I mean when I say that? This is the building block. This is the number 1 principle I talk about in every single keynote that I give and most of these podcast episodes and all of my content and all of my courses. This is the number 1 thing. We cannot move you anywhere There is no changing anything until we assess the gap between what we say about our lives to be true or what we want and what our daily actions in our life says about our actual life, because that's the reality. So we have to assess the gap between where it is that you're saying you want to go, because I know that you know now, right? That's this confusion that we're experiencing with this space and this momentum is I know what it looks like. I know where I want to go, but it's maybe not happening fast enough. And can we just burn one down or pour one out for fast? Can we fucking let that shit go, please? I will have been alcohol-free in January of 2026. It'll be 8 years. 8 years. If you would have told me when I quit, hey, bitch, there's a lot that's going to happen and beautiful, amazing things that are going to happen in those 8 years. But a lot of the shit that you're writing down right now up there of like goals that you think are going to happen in 6 months are just going to be starting to land 8 years from now. She might have opened another Corona, okay? So we need to let go of fast, and we need to embrace slow and steady. We need to embrace that is natural pace of things, right? So when we talk about assessing this gap, I don't need you to beat yourself up. This isn't like, oh, you're saying that you want this, but like this is what your life looks like. Gross. No, this is just information. This is just data, okay? So that's the first principle. We have to assess the gap between where are we going? What is the vision? What are we focused on? And what are we still currently doing? Because that is going to give us the chutes and ladders. That is going to give us the map for how we, again, get to the other side of the reef, how we alleviate this discomfort that's happening, this frustration, these things that are coming in and they feel like they're pulling us backward, right? We're like, no, I've been doing all this work. I'm this new person. Why is this happening? There's some things in my own life, particularly within my work. And I'm like, man, I thought I was going to be started on that by now. Like, I'm going to lose people. Like, like, first of all, I'm fucking making shit up. What do I know about other people? Okay. Stop putting yourself at the center of everybody else's lives. But secondarily to that is, yeah, we will get there. There's just a couple of other things that we have to, in this assessment of this gap, that still have to land. If you're watching this, you'll notice behind me, we've got a new set. And I know you're going, oh my God, I love it. I know. Thank you so much. If you're only listening, head over to her YouTube. Take a little gander. She's got new glasses. She's got new curtains. Who is she? I just realized there was all these things. I was rebranding and my website and my offerings and all these things. And I was like, I do not feel like I have the time or the money to be able to flip this office, but it was time. And I found the money and I made the time commitment. So I was hoping to have everything done and established. But again, things take time. And I was like, things in motion stay in motion. We're not going to not record the podcast because it doesn't look perfect, right? Which we're going to come back to that. That's another principle we're going to talk about today. So number one, assess the gap. We need to figure out what do we need to do? Because that is going to alleviate the discomfort that you feel right now. You're not confused. There's just that gap. So there's no judgment. There's no confusion. We need to look at it. We need to trust that those are the steps. And then we make the action plan of what are we going to do, or acceptance. It may be acceptance. I know for me, it's a lot of that. Bitch, you're trying to change stuff that's out of your control. We're going to let it go. Let it roll, let it ride. Not my circus, not my monkeys, okay? We are going to assess that gap and make a plan. That's number one, okay? Number two, and this is a big one. I need you to hear me. Let's hold hands, okay? She knows she needs this one. The people you love aren't perfect. I know. And some of you are going, you fucking said it, right? The people you love aren't perfect. A lot of your discomfort, your frustration is tied to old stories that you have. A lot of the discomfort, the frustration that you have in the relationships with the people you love, not people that are doing you a disservice or harming you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about current relationships that you want to work on, that it's like, oh, well, if only they were doing this, then this would be easier. If only, I'll speak up. Oh, if only my dad could see me in this way, then it would be easier. If only my husband could just do this thing different, then it would be easier. If only Oh, I'm sorry. You think everybody is supposed to be living for you in the way that you should do it? The people you love aren't perfect. And what we need to do, I almost think that with everything in our life, there's about a 20%, like almost an atmosphere that we need to put around all of the things that cause us discomfort. And we need to create 20% space between the thing that's causing us discomfort, which typically it's another person that we love, and ourselves. Because within that 20%, within that atmosphere is space. Give them the space to be imperfect. Offer them the acceptance, the grace, the mercy, and the love that you do to total strangers. Rachel LaForce getting on a mic being like, we should all just love. Remember last week's episode? All about love? And then I'm just shooting daggers into people I love because they're not saying exactly the fucking thing that I wish they would say. Stop hurting your own feelings. Okay? This, and I know you may, that is such a part of momentum because what it does is dissipates. What we're looking to do right now in so many areas of your life is we need to zap it. We need to dissipate that. It's not even negativity. This is not saying like, just let everybody be shitty. Read between the lines. I'm going to hope you're smarter than that. I trust you. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. But because when you allow people to be imperfect, A, you're going to be kinder to yourself. And B, then you can use direct communication and boundaries for the things that deserve them. You are going to be able to be heard by the people that you love in such a new way because you allow that space. You're going to be able to come in with a new vehicle, a new way of doing that, a new way of communicating that's going to pop, 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 pop. It's going to open up that space. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. And this kind of goes into number 3. And this is actually a lot of this assessing the gap, a lot of that assessing the gap. And this is number 3. This is releasing, quote unquote, the right way. Dramatic pause. You got to let it land. I might have to say it again. I need you. You are being called. Please. It is time. Have a ritual, burn it down, have a funeral, get a tattoo, whatever you got to do. We are releasing that there is a quote unquote right way. So many of us come into the space as people pleasers, former people pleasers, perfectionists, this idea that, we know this, we've been talking about it, it's self-sabotage. We know all of this, yet we're still holding on to that there is a right way of doing it. Again, I'll go first. I don't mind. I'm not speaking out of turn here. My husband and I work together. Many of you know this. People are always like, I don't know how you do that. My husband and I would destroy each other. My partner and I would destroy each other. Spoiler, some days we do, okay? And I will take a lot of that on as myself because I look at the way that he's working and I'm like, not the right way. I wouldn't do it that way. That's why it's fucked up because you're not, sit down. Worry about yourself, right? Worry about yourself. And that's so much of this because we are going around. This goes back to loving people that are imperfect, that we have micromanaged even the way that other people need to do things and that other people should show up. Maybe you're leading a team of people and you think you're managing them. No, you are micromanaging the way that things should be done. And we do it. And maybe this is speaking directly to you or you're more on the fringe of this message and it still holds true, which is there's never a right time and there's not a right way. You know that. You know that because sorry to throw egg on your face in a public platform. But bitch, if the right way was working, you and I would not be sitting here, right? It would have worked. It would have worked. And I say that with a giant, Joker-sized smile on my face because it's such a simple principle. But it's a lie. It is the biggest lie that we tell ourselves that there is a right way to do something and that only if we do it right, if we say the right thing, if we post at the right time, if we save the right amount of money, if we buy the thing at the right time, that somehow we will alleviate discomfort, fear, failure, rejection. And that's what it really is, right? It's if we do it the right way, I will avoid being a failure. I will avoid feeling stupid. I will avoid having to look at myself. Why? Why are we still doing this even though we're human, but we're still getting in our own way? She's going to workshop it, but I think there's something there. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We already know. We have moved beyond this. We already know. We are aware of the shadow, yet we're just putting it in a cuter outfit and being like, no, it's just the right way. No, it's not. It's getting in your way. That's what it's doing. And the other reason that I separated this out into 2 episodes is for this exact reason. Because I need me to sit with this. I was talking to a friend yesterday because I've been experiencing a lot of discomfort. And I know that I'm being called to do things in a new way. And that's really hard and shitty. And then we're just like, I don't want to learn this lesson again, right? And then we just sit with it. We get upset and, And so I was talking to a friend about it, and she goes, it's really funny. I've got a really good podcast that you should listen to. It might help you out. Spoiler, she was talking about my podcast. And so that's the thing. When we go back to that of like, we are saying goodbye, we are sailing off to sea, the idea that things will happen fast, that they will happen quickly, and coming back to that this is all just a spiral. And you have come so far. Things have happened so fast and so quickly, right? Like, let's go back to, using my example of like, if I would have known 8 years ago when I was writing those things up on my wall of like, here's everything I'm going to do in 6 months, had I known that it would have taken 8 years, my joke of like, I probably just would have drank a Corona. At the same time, it's like, you've built an entire business, 2 businesses, actually, a physical location. You've birthed 2 amazing, beautiful humans. You've moved, you've renovated your home. You've added new credits to the resume. You've expanded, you've met all these new people, like, on and on and on. In fact, things have moved incredibly fast. But what we have to do is be present with them. And what we're doing with these principles for momentum is we are allowing the momentum to move because we are getting out of our own way. I am a little nervous. I was going to say, I'm so excited for you. I'm also a little nervous because I feel like part of you are going to turn this off and be like, LaForce, I've got notes, because this is really coming in right where we need it. But I really am. I'm so excited for you. I know that you are so close to this whole new, just like whoosh, this whole new, again, the other side of the reef, beyond the reef. Where are we going? And all of this work is so necessary, and we have the time available right now. I mean, again, if you're here in the States, we're almost to fall. We're in this this space where it's like, there's still summer activities, but it's fall now, but like, we want a pumpkin spice latte, but it's not cold out yet. Like in that, like, even we can look around and see that we are in this liminal space of becoming. So use this time. Don't run from it. Don't get angry. Don't just accept it. Just accept it. It's like, you're a badass. You've done hard things before. And this part isn't even that hard. It's gratifying. But it is the final shift. And for us to be our quote unquote future self, and y'all know it's like whenever we talk about future self, and I'm like, it could just be done. We could just be that today. We could just decide today, right? But we're humans. We're dense. It takes a long time. Neuroplasticity takes a long time to shift. Our bodies take a long time to shift. Our actions take a long time to shift. So do that work now. These are just the first 3 principles of the 6 principles of momentum that are going to change your life, get you over the reef, and create a whole new way of living that is truly in your alignment. I'm so excited for you. As always, check the show notes for anything that is upcoming. I have been working diligently behind the scenes. We have so much that's going to be coming out for you in early winter and so much more next year that I'm excited to share with you. But for now, she's going to keep her head down and keep doing what she's preaching right here. As always, tune out, tune in. Love you, mean it.